Welcome, Squires, to the first installment of my How-To series. It's the first of many, I hope. We are starting with Khan, as he's the newbie to the realm. Let's begin. Now listen here. There is no inherent correct way to build your team that's better suited to your team. Wait, let me rephrase that. There are plenty of wrong ways that's better. First and foremost, Khan is not nearly as much of a badass as he appears to be. He does appear to be the embodiment of tanky tankness. But oh alas, he may as well be as squishy looking as Moji. Notice I said squishy looking. As Moji is just a whole other entity of, gosh, I don't know what. That's a video for another day. Khan, like Terminus, needs a team built around him. Yep, he needs the love and support of a well-rounded team. Poor little bugger, I mean large bugger. A decent champion to have on Khan's side is a second tank, either Makoa or Torvald, preferably. Makoa to add extra shielding, and oh what an awful thing it is to try and break through two colossal shields. Perhaps colossal's too powerful of a word to use for Khan's shield. A shield nonetheless. Torvald is a damn decent body to have on Khan's side. Any enemy who tries to nail Khan with a bombardment of abilities, and they will, Torvald can just cancel that poor sod's ability in its tracks, giving time for Khan and Torvi to lay on some firepower to either wall them off or take them out. If it's a flank, chances are they'll run away and then come back when their health is regenerated, namely Zen every bloody time. Furthermore, dear old Torvald can lay on an extra bit of shielding on Khan, and Khan can return the favour by healing Torvald. Combo! Cirrus is the ideal support here. Yep, we all knew that, but hey, many other champions can get by with a lot less healing, but Khan, sad to say, needs to be kept alive a lot. Genos will do as well, healing from a distance, not being seen, and avoiding the onslaught of firepower coming Khan's way, inevitably. Oh, you know, being the giant magnets for attacks. If you have champions on your side like Maeve or Evie to draw the opposing team's fire in that ever-annoying way they do so well, then Khan can do with a healer on deck, such as Maldumba. Grok wouldn't do because he does not do enough healing for Khan. Sorry, buddy. The ideal team build could be Khan, Torvald, Cirrus, Maeve and Tyra. Or Khan, Makoa, Genos, Evie and Victor. Or Khan, Inara, Maldumba, Sky and Willow. If the ideal build is in fact double tank, you're going to need some flanks or damages that know how to be annoying as hell. The single best kind of build I've seen so far is where Khan has a second tank to help him with the burden of drawing the firepower. Firing line is so much more useful than some may think. Imagine that pesky Vivian is just laying on that firepower as heavy as she does oh so well. It's you as Khan and Torvald, and your support is nowhere to be seen. Typical. You're both running low on health. Your battle shot gives you and your teammates some small bit of healing in the nick of time. And now thanks to the card firing line, your friends anywhere nearby can do that needed extra damage to rid yourself of that troublesome Vivian. Oh, and if Inara comes to the party, that lovely card allows your teammates to be CC immune for a whole 4 seconds. Oh yes. Leon's Shield is a talent card to just use every damn time, if you're unsure of what to take because maybe, let's say, you're new to Khan or whatever. Playing Khan for the first time? Alright, take Leon's Shield. You're an expert with Khan, alright, then let's see, Leon's Shield. Every time. Let's say, for instance, Victor's trying to rid you of your shield. Just keep holding your shield up. Do not get rid of it, and just hope your team comes to your aid. Hopefully they're decent enough, and hopefully they realise, hey, we gotta help our tank out. That seldom happens, but thankfully you've got quite a reliable shield that regenerates while you're holding it. That thing is handy as all hell, and is the barrier between capturing an objective and that damned respawn time. Leon's Shield is a card for all players young and old. Storm of Bullets is handy when there are going to be a lot of champions swarming you. Oh, and if you know you have a decent enough team to help you hold them off, otherwise there's no point. You know, there's a Terminus flanking over there. There's a Sky trying to play damage. Oh, and there's a Pip who wholeheartedly believes it's a flank, so you can do way more DPS to mow the stragglers down by providing firepower at a 40% faster rate. It's a handy little tool to have to do quicker damage to multiple champions, to assist your Strix or Kinessa or let's say Eevee to take that final shot. It's especially effective if there's a flurry of enemies swarming the immediate area. Boom! Boom! Bang! Fire! 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 Stack up some general damage to the lot of them and watch them fall. That's only if you have a team that knows what the hell to do when such a situation presents itself. Which not very often. Can't get rid of that damn Zen who is taking your team out constantly. Got a rubbish flank who just can't hold their own against Maeve. I don't blame them. Grip your foe with Commander's Grab and have him stunned for a whole 2 extra seconds. Calm down, Joe. If your team is attentive enough and competent enough, they would take that opportunity to rid the realm of that a-hole. It's all about teamwork. Joe, leave.
A shield in true frontline fashion. It's a safe little spot for you against forward foes, but ever so vulnerable to attacks from the back. I suppose like any shield. Man, I'm reaching here. Trying to bob and weave and trying to figure out which enemy is doing the most damage. The front or back, so trying to figure out if facing forwards or back will help you survive longer till help arrives. Where is your backup? Oh wait, there's Victor out there, maintaining his kill streak. The more important things. Now, if you double tank with Fernando, then you both chuck shields up and form a damn near impenetrable juggernaut defense. But if there is a Makoa joining you as well, then man, shields guarding the sides while Makoa captures the point is one hell of a build. Doesn't always work though. But just have one team that knows what the hell they're doing and all the shields will be picked apart. But man, if you're on the opposing team and see 3 shields up, now that is intimidating. All you can think is, how are you alone going to get through all those shields? Just the sights of it can't deter you. So the shield has a mediocre use, but the card Leon Shield can't make it regen while in use. So duck into cover to avoid some fire for a few seconds and your shield's fully charged. Very useful. But can get taken down rather fast if simply 2 enemies focus on you for a few seconds. Kinda scary. Commander's Grab has 2 functions, but has more uses than that. In its entirety, the ability is a dash towards a foe, so that Khan can Darth Vader them? By which I mean, Khan grabs them and tosses them behind him, and they stand you for a wee moment. Anyhow, here are its uses. Grabbing an enemy can always give your team that perfect moment to take down that stubborn Cirrus who just won't die. Running at her and grabbing her is oh so good. She can do nothing for a moment, and if your team are attentive enough, they will take that damned Oracle healer out, which gives you the perfect moment to take that tank down.
Cirrus isn't here to heal you.
I've encountered 1 or 2 situations where grabbing an enemy with Commander's Grab can throw them into your teammates' sights, in case they were hiding or buying time. Sometimes your team has no idea they're there, so you, Mr. Tanky Tank Tank, chuck that coward into view and watch your Strix take them out. It's glorious! Battle Shout is there to heal you. It's that last-ditch effort to save yourself before the other team overwhelms you with firepower. Because apparently Khan is just that menacing looking when he really isn't. Sometimes that battle shout comes just in the nick of time to give yourself a quick little boost of health, so your team will hopefully make it in time to keep you fighting. Doesn't always happen though. Also, Battle Shout heals your team in your immediate area, so after a firefight at the objective point, a Battle Shout will provide some health, and some will even have their health bars filled. It really isn't that much health, so not really filled. Useful in most cases, but also, sorry to say, not very useful when you have a Vivian breathing down your back. It has its uses and has shortcomings. Know when to make use of it. This now can be a godsend, but also a waste of time if used incorrectly. Khan reels his foes in, and it has quite the distance for locking on targets. If you're near the edge of the map, actually if you're just kind of close, you have a full 5 seconds to get your bearings before blasting your foe into the distance like Team Rocket. There are a few champions that can save themselves. Buck can save himself with his leap, Drogas can fly. I've even saved myself using Grover's Vine.
That firepower is immense though, man. You go quite the distance.
Even if your enemy's health is low, this ult can still be useful and not a waste if you use it. You reel your enemy in. Your crowd control immune, just by the way. And whilst you hold them, they're stunned for 5 whole seconds. Did I mention 5 seconds? giving your team so much time to take that foe out.
He isn't moving around anymore, inexperienced Shaolin. Nah, please do some damage, man.
This may seem like a waste sometimes, but if you can't get that pesky barrack off the payload just as you're about to push that siege engine to the finish line, rake that sucker in and blast his ass to kingdom come. Boom! Push complete. You're welcome.
Khan is far less a threat than everyone, even myself, thought him to be. I mean, what do you expect? The wait made us anticipate him, the hype, and the way he was portrayed before we got to play him was this massive, armored man who couldn't be touched, and we were a little wary, and now it seems nobody is too perturbed by him. Anybody can take him out, and Maeve by herself can take him out. He's slow, his abilities are rather odd, and don't seem to round the champion out well. Without a team consistently built around him, he's doomed to fall. He has his uses, but it seems they were rushed to make him, because he really isn't a well-rounded character. That is all, Squires. Thank you for attending and viewing this first installment of my how-to series. Now that Khan is out of the way, finally, I'm honestly sick of him now. I can move on to other more preferred champions.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, Potato Squires, and click that bell icon. Cheerio.